Imagine hiring a contractor to improve your home, only to realize later that nothing they did technically broke the law. The work is delayed. The costs increase. The quality feels average, yet on paper, everything looks compliant. It feels like a scam, but it isn't. Today, we're exploring how contractors in the United States use legal gray areas to take advantage of homeowners without ever crossing a formal line. And by the end, you'll know exactly how these tactics work and how to protect yourself from them. The home improvement industry in the United States is massive, with homeowners spending hundreds of billions of dollars every year on renovations and repairs. And with so much money in motion, trust becomes a central part of every project. Regulations exist, but they're limited. Most laws are designed to stop outright fraud. They don't address subtle strategies that fall into legal gray zones. And those gray zones are where contractors can profit while homeowners pay the price. It often starts with pricing. Homeowners compare bids and contractors know it. So some offer unusually low estimates to win the job. The number looks attractive. The contract looks standard. And nothing appears deceptive. But once the work begins, unexpected issues suddenly appear. Materials need upgrading. Labor hours must increase. Structural adjustments are necessary. And because most contracts include flexible language, the contractor can adjust the price legally. The homeowner ends up paying far more than expected, even though nothing technically violates the agreement. Deposits are another powerful tool. Many states allow contractors to take large upfront payments. Once the contractor receives that money, the urgency to stay on schedule decreases. They may delay for weeks or even months, especially if other projects offer better profit margins. These delays frustrate homeowners, but unless the contract includes strict timeline requirements, the contractor remains in full compliance. Nothing illegal, just slow progress that leaves homeowners waiting. Then there's the material switch. A contractor may quote mid-range materials, but once the project begins, they recommend upgrades or claim shortages. The homeowner often agrees, trying to avoid delays or quality issues. Each change increases the price. And because the homeowner approved it, everything is legally sound. Subcontracting adds another layer. Homeowners often assume the contractor they hired will personally manage the work, but many contractors outsource most tasks to subcontractors. This is completely legal, but it can lead to miscommunication, inconsistent workmanship, and a lack of accountability. If something goes wrong, the subcontractor blames the general contractor. The general contractor blames the subcontractor, and the homeowner ends up stuck in the middle with no clear resolution. Quality is another gray area. Most contracts do not define quality in detail. They simply list tasks, install flooring, paint walls, mount cabinets. But they rarely specify alignment, finish level, prep work, or craftsmanship expectations. Contractors can complete the job at the lowest acceptable standard. The result may look fine at first glance, but fall short of the homeowner's expectations. And because the work meets minimum requirements, it's still legally acceptable. Change orders are also used strategically. Once the project begins, contractors point out items they claim were not part of the original plan. To keep the job moving, homeowners approve the additional costs. Each change order looks legitimate. Each adjustment follows the contract. And by the end, the final price may be double the initial estimate. Many of these situations tie back to the contract itself. Most agreements are written using templates designed to protect the contractor. These documents often include flexible timelines, broad definitions of unforeseen conditions, limited warranties, and few remedies for homeowners. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is technically unfair. But the structure of the contract gives the contractor more control than the homeowner. Realizes, let's bring these tactics into a single realistic example. A homeowner decides to remodel a kitchen. They receive several bids. One contractor offers a lower price and promises efficiency and premium service. The homeowner signs the contract and pays a large deposit. Work is scheduled for early spring, but the contractor doesn't show until weeks later. They claim weather delays and overlapping projects. Both explanations sound reasonable. Both fall within the contract. When work begins, the contractor says the subfloor is uneven. Fixing it will cost more. The contract allows adjustments for unforeseen conditions, so the homeowner approves it. Then comes the upgrade request. The contractor recommends a different countertop due to availability issues. The homeowner doesn't want more delays, so they agree. Later, a subcontractor notices a bowed wall and requests additional labor. Another change order. Another cost increase. The project moves slowly, with different workers coming and going. Some days, no one arrives at all. When the kitchen is finally completed, nothing is technically wrong. The paint has a few uneven spots. The cabinets are slightly misaligned. The flooring pattern is a little off, but the work still meets minimum standards. It's not defective. It's simply not what the homeowner envisioned. And legally, the contractor fulfilled the contract. This example matters because it shows how the system is built. In the United States, consumer protection focuses on fraud, not fairness. If a contractor follows the contract, uses legal change orders, and completes work at an acceptable standard, then the homeowner has very few options. Nothing illegal occurred. No rule was broken. The frustration comes from expectations that the law doesn't enforce. That's why understanding these gray area tactics is essential. They're not rare. They're not unusual. They're part of the industry, and knowing them allows homeowners to protect themselves. With clear questions, stronger contracts, documented conversations, and defined expectations, these tactics lose their power. The contractor can still operate legally, but the homeowner maintains control. Renovating a home should be exciting, but navigating the process requires preparation. Contractors are not required to protect your timeline, your budget, or your expectations. That responsibility falls on you. When you understand how the system works, you make better decisions, avoid unnecessary costs, and prevent the frustration that so many homeowners experience each year. This is the reality of how contractors operate without breaking the law. Not through deception, but through strategy. Not through fraud, but through gaps in contracts and regulations. And when you understand those gaps, you protect yourself from falling into them.